25 years ago at the Bauhaus School of Design in Germany, Walter Gropius complained that his students had a lack of sense of craft, that standards were a joke. He set about reorganising the workshop training into the official teaching curriculum.
Today, I am also aware of the lack of craft-based skills and the balance between practice-based disciplines and academic skills on the BA costume course. Students come to us with little or relatively a small amount of experience in the technical processes. Alongside the technical workshops and inductions already in place, I would like to present a visual notebook of video inserting an invisible zip. I had a recent teaching experience where third-year BA costume students asked for a demonstration on how to insert an invisible zip into dancewear. As I am only available one day a week, some students forward plan and book up demonstrations prior to when they need this process required on their work. This gap of time, as Michael Poloni describes it, tactic knowledge, in a term in his book in 1958, Personal Knowledge, where he speaks about the difficulties incurred when we pass on instruction by writing or verbalizing to others. In 1966, in Tacit Dimension, he says, "We can know more than we can tell. Passing on this type of knowledge requires extensive personal contact and regular interaction. So it's hardly surprising that students have to come back for more instruction time and time again. Their finished samples and their notes that they have made have become useless." I have a second reason to inform students about the invisible zip in the costume field. There are conflicting ideas about this type of zip, which come back down to the durability versus the visual appearance of this zip within a scene. They are seldom used in the theatre, and therefore costume workrooms and subsequently costume courses deem them obsolete. But for contemporary film or dance, or fashion replication of couture garments from the 1950s or from high street garments from the 1990s, knowledge of these zips is essential. I investigated beyond the few references to the invisible zips in sewing reference manuals. On the University of the Arts technical portal, a resource for students and for staff that crosses all the sites, no provision was given to zips, although other tailoring videos were available. The internet, especially on YouTube, has many invisible zip tutorials. Of the many I viewed, I felt I would not fully recommend one to students due to the lack of professional practice in the methods. All of these were marketed towards the home craft market, although some of these videos would be useful to see the interpretation with a domestic sewing machine. Leif and Wenger, in Situated Learning, use studies of apprenticeship to evaluate learning in communities of practice. The Vi and Gola Taylors practiced a 5-year apprenticeship in which a process of moving from the periphery to full participation in the community of practice is present. The apprentices have the opportunity to observe various processes repeatedly before then they attempt them themselves. Using Gibbs's learning by doing, a template for delivery in the workshop environment. He draws on Cobb's experiential learning theory, a model that flows through a cycle linking doing and thinking. Within these theories of teaching and learning, I am better placed to develop a workshop on inserting the invisible zip. The first part of the cycle would deliver the video and discuss the contents. The second part of the cycle would split everybody into pairs and they would experiment on their samples. The third would bring the community back together and we would do an autopsy on the zip experimentation. And the fourth would invite the students to develop their samples that would inform their designs for the future. Entwistles, How Students Learn to Study, discusses that learning is dependent upon past learning experiences and that experiences should become deep learning experiences. I don't intend to recreate an apprenticeship model, but as Poloni says in Tacit Knowledge, apprentices, for example, work with mentors and learn craftsmanship not through language but by observation and practice. Richard Sennett says in The Craftsman the basic abilities are the foundation of craftsmanship. These are the ability to localize, to question, and to open up. Encouraging a deep learning outcome from a simple invisible zip workshop will surely promote more informed and innovative design. Students will be more able to utilise the new developments in the zip manufacturing world. We now have the transparent Invisible Zip, but we are looking ahead to the design possibilities of the open-ended Invisible Zip.